Hey guys, how you doing? It's Will, the Mineral Man. Hope you're all doing all right. Hope you're all doing really well today. So what I want to talk to you today about is something I was thinking about yesterday. So on Sundays now, I actually go and sit in a church on my own. I don't go to a ceremony. I don't follow a church. I don't follow a religion. I like quiet places, and I sat in a dark church and contemplated in meditation something which has been on my mind. And that thing is evil. And does evil actually exist? So I was watching a film, probably shouldn't have been watching it, but I was actually watching a film called The Pope's Exorcist. It just came up on my feed, on my Netflix, and I just thought, do you know what? I'm just going to give it a whirl. And The Exorcist was a popular film back when I was growing up. I used to like horror films. I don't really like them anymore. I'm way too open, way too sensitive. But for some reason, I was drawn to watching this film. And the subject of the film is a boy who is possessed by a demon. And Russell Crowe plays the Pope's exorcist, a dedicated exorcist for the Pope. Now, I watched this film and, well, I watched part of it. And I watched the bit where the exchanges between the priest and the demon in the boy are happening. And I thought to myself, that demon is mocking source energy, God, Jesus Christ. And I'm thinking, if you know that exists, that pure source energy which created the demon, it has to, because everything comes from source energy. If you're recognizing the light, then it makes your job or your existence futile, pointless. And so I'm thinking to myself, do demons actually exist, and does evil actually exist when it understands that source energy and an all-encompassing light exists? And I started thinking to myself, maybe evil doesn't exist. Maybe it's just the absence of light. So I'm watching that film, and I'm watching that little boy possessed and mocking God and source energy and this sort of thing. And I'm thinking, I don't think it's possible. Maybe. And I'm not saying that this is just my opinion. I'm just voicing it. I'm just talking to you about it. And it's an interesting subject. And I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Because I just think sometimes evil doesn't exist. It's just the absence of light. The absence of the recognition of source energy, or the understanding of truth itself. That's the conclusion I'm coming to about everything. If you look at despicable crimes that are committed, such as murder, rape, serial killers, or even on a grand scale, evil has, the absence of light can go to a 10 out of 10 or a 1 out of 10. It can be something we're all subject to do, from materialism to craving, worshipping survival fear, worshipping our reality in the way that not recognizing that there's any other reality apart from our physical reality. So we must protect ourselves and our children only, and not show that love to others. So that absence of light can be quite minor. And then you can go to a kind of more moderate 3, 4, 5 out of 10, where the absence of light becomes more serious, I suppose, and you start doing things that are completely out of line with love, and becoming more selfish, more angry, and the absolute absence of light can end up in obviously despicable crimes, or war crimes, or war, or broad spectrum. You could say drug therapies in some cases, and that for the sake of money. The people that commit those crimes cannot know what it feels like to be in connection with source energy and light. That's one theory. That evil doesn't exist, it's just the absence of light. I'm lucky enough to have a connection with that truth now. I think a lot of people have on this planet and are doing so. It can sometimes not be an easy connection when you become very sensitive to life, but it is a beautiful and what life is all about. So you could also look at evil. Let's just say that Satan did exist, and Satan was sent down, banished from heaven, and sent down to be a force of darkness. Now, Satan would obviously know that God and light and source energy exists. And so, but he or she, ever thought the same, might be a woman. Yeah, there's one for you. Satan was given a job to push you to be a force of darkness and then to push you towards the light. That could be another theory, that it does exist and it recognizes source energy and light, but it has a job to do. And some philosophers or, wise men have said that Satan had the toughest job of all, to leave that all-encompassing light and be banished to this, to rule this reality, to be that source of darkness, and so push us all back towards the light. So in the end, if evil did exist in a form of Satan or demons, all it's doing is illuminating the light. Satan, the light bearer. Think about it. So in the end, source energy is what we're all going back to. You can take the fast track route and you can be a good person in this reality, and you can try and clear your karma, and you can have a attitude of all-encompassing oneness and that we're all in it together, and to try and be a good person in this reality as best as you can. I know that life is not easy. It's not meant to be easy. And we have many lessons to learn here. But I think it's quite helpful, certainly to me, to ponder that and actually think, whatever, if evil exists and recognizes God, then it is given a very difficult job to do, or it is just the absence of light. And the absence of light, once that darkness recognizes light. And so shamans, energy workers, you could even say exorcists, sometimes all they are doing is maybe talking to or communicating with entities or feeling them, and then shining light on them. And so that entity would then be illuminated, recognize light, God and truth, and then be sent back to the light. Because actually it wants to go back there. So I very much believe in attachments and entity attachments. I do have a few stories of my own regarding encounters with that sort of thing. And so I know in my reality that does exist. But I think it's just an absence of light. And these are balls of energy which have forgotten that the light exists, or they don't even know it. And once they know it, they shoot back to the light, back to pure source energy, back to consciousness, back to love. And so that's my take on it, guys. I'd love to hear yours. Obviously, my name is Mineral Man. I work in people's physical realities a lot of the time, but a great passion of mine is this sort of conversation, and to try and activate thought forms and feelings within you that can help you with your life. That's a massive part of my work as well. So there you go, guys. Love to hear your comments. If you like it, hit like. I am shadow banned on YouTube, I think. So I'm no longer advertised in people's feeds very much. So you liking or subscribing would mean the world to me, because that actually helps me. I think, I don't know if it does or not anymore, but I'd love to have more of you watching what I say. So lots of love, and see you again soon. Bye for now.